Good day, all. Today I have my special guest, Vick. How are you, Vick?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm Dr. McGuire. Today, Vick, we're going to talk about your life, your path, right? Because so many people can relate to it. We talked a few years ago, stayed in touch, kind of, sort of, and now here we are, full circle. You are you have a lot of attraction on social media for good reasons, and we will get into why that is. Um, you're into the millions, Vick, in terms of followers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I never thought I'd get to where I am, to be
You're,
honest.
yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Let's do this. So, your first quote was, "Why do I do what I do every day?" Something like that. You made that known in one of your past videos. Why do you do what you do every day? And then we'll start with your story.
Yeah. So, I mean, why do I do what I do every day is because of my past, what I've been through, and I do it because I know what it's like to kind of go through some stuff. And I know there's a lot of people out there struggling that just need someone to talk to or just that helping hand.
Yeah. All right. So there's a lot of people around the country, my audience, who can relate to your story. So let's go back to high school. You dropped out of high school.
I did, yeah.
Why?
Because I hated school. Um,
That's honest. You're being honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't sit there and focus. And some of the stuff they were teaching me, I feel like I didn't need it. I felt like my passion was to start a business, and something told me, being 16 years old, I never thought that, I would think like this, but something told me, don't go to college, just start a business, just start working. And that's what I wanted to do. So I begged my mother to sign me out, and she did. And I'm very proud of it.
Okay. So where did things go on a downward track for you?
I would say so. I dropped out of high school, and I just started hanging out with some friends, and we started hanging out at a place called the Farm. It's where we hung out, smoked weed, really did nothing productive at all. Uh, then that's where I kind of picked up selling drugs, smoking cigarettes, um, just being a, I don't know, badass kid is what I'd call it, I guess.
Hmm?
I thought I was cool, but I really wasn't cool. I was cool for that moment. In the long run, I definitely was not cool.
But did you
Um,
know at the moment, though, that was not really the path you should be going down to? Or do you get so caught up in that moment that nothing else matters?
yeah, I got so caught up, nothing else mattered. I thought I was awesome. Not in school anymore, smoking weed, chilling with my friends. I thought I was the shit.
And then you got caught.
That's right. I got caught. Um, and that's kind of what changed my life. When I got caught, I realized like that's not the life to live. I ended up going to prison because my charge was bigger. It wasn't just your average small, slap on the wrist charge.
How old
Um,
were
I,
you when you got caught?
I was, I want to say 18,
Wow.
18. Yeah.
All right. So you did about 3 years or so, right?
In prison,
Yeah.
just under 2 years.
Okay. All right.
Uh, yeah. Just under 2 years. So I got caught, and I was out on bail for 3 years, fighting my case, trying not to go to prison because I was scared.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to prison? It's scary when you think about it. Um, and so I was fighting it for 3 years, and I was doing well. Started a small business, and then I didn't think about it anymore. So I started to go back down that road again, like I was when I got out of high school, and I got caught again. And that's when they said, lock him up, throw away the key. And that's when I did my time. And I really, being in prison it opened my eyes, made me really think, life is precious. Um, you only live once, make the best of it. You make one stupid mistake, you could be in prison for the rest of your life. It's not worth it. Think before you're going to do something.
Now you talked about when you were in there, you met people, right? You didn't refer to them as friends, but
Yeah.
what did that mean?
Um, I would not call them my friends
Right.
because when I get out, not going to be hanging out with them. I met them simply in prison. I haven't really hung out with anyone that I was in prison with after I got out. It's sad because the majority of people that go to prison, they come out and they reoffend. There's not
Right.
many people that do well. There are some, but majority of them reoffend and they're back in prison because that's all they know.
What goes through your head? What's going through your mind when you're in prison, knowing that you want to try to turn your life around and be positive and not fall into the trap of those other people, inmates that are around you? How do
What
you get that to that point?
you said, what's going through my mind?
Yeah, like how do you focus on the positive, like when you're in there?
I have great family support. I must
Cool.
say, my family, they came and visited me as much as they could. Um, and I just simply said to myself, I don't want to come back here. I really want to do good. So, of course, I hung out with people in prison. I did a couple stupid things. I got high in prison once, which was dumb. You know, I was just kind of following someone else. But I guess one day I just said to myself, well, I almost got caught getting high. I was this close to getting caught, and then I wouldn't have got out of jail when I did. I got out on parole.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so once that happened, I said to myself, screw this. I really got to smarten up. And for some people, it takes a few chances to smarten up. People don't get it on the first try. But I
Yeah,
guess my message is if you can get it on the first try, get it and become something of your life, something
right,
good.
right. So, all right, not to stick with the prison thing too much, but you said that was a good thing, right? Talk to me
Yeah.
about what that means. That was a good thing. But before you say that, you also said that you detoxed, right? You had to cold turkey.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
to me
When I
about
first went in. Yeah. So when I first went in, that morning of, I did a whole bunch of perks. And because if not, I would have been sick.
it. Yeah.
And I went into prison that, maybe 18, 24 hours later, I was starting to get sick because obviously I didn't have anything. And they don't give you anything in prison. They might have given me some Advil at the time. That didn't do anything. So I didn't sleep for probably 5 days, maybe like 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. It was so bad, the pain. Going through withdrawal from drugs it's awful. I don't care what anyone says. It is one of the worst pains ever. I kept throwing my arms, because the pain in my elbows, and it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that sucked the first 2 weeks in prison because obviously I just got there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get out of here in 2 to 3 years because I didn't know my sentence was 2 to 3 years. I didn't know exactly what day I was getting out.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I had to do good in there to get out on the earlier side. I
Right.
still made some stupid, decisions.
But
Um,
if you did screw up while you're in there, correct me if I'm wrong, your stay could be extended, right?
it could be extended, or I could have at least done the full 3 years.
Right. Right.
Depends on the crime that you do inside.
Right. Now, why do you say routine was good? I think you said routine was good.
Yeah, routine was good. It kept me in a good headspace. I worked out. I got to a point where I worked out almost every day. The few people I worked out with, they were great. They motivated me. Um, and no matter what, there is a routine in prison. You have to work at some point. You have to make your bed. You have to either go cook in the kitchen. You have to do something. You can't just sit there and flop around. If you don't make your bed by a certain time, you get written up. There's a lot of rules in prison that keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Okay. So now here we go. Now we're coming out of the tunnel, right? You get out of prison. These are all good things for this. uh, you have the ankle brace on,
Yep.
and you kind of negotiate it, or you had to remove for good behavior, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So I got out of prison with the possibility of parole. They gave me a bracelet, and I had to keep that on for I think a year.
Did you try to cut
Uh,
that off at any point?
no, never did. I was super nervous because you have to sleep with it charging, and the charging port back then it wasn't great, so it fell out. So a couple times I woke up, the thing was alarming off. I had to call my parole officer. I was so scared, but
Yeah.
my parole officer was a great dude. I did everything the right way, which made things a lot easier. I had to request to move my housing at some point. He ended up granting that. I worked for a snowplow guy, which we worked any hours of the night. He granted that. He trusted me. I gained my trust with him, I should say.
Mhm.
Um, and then it got to a point where I was able to see parole, I think 6 or 7 months in, and I asked for it to be removed. And I think like a month later, they took it off for me because I was
Okay.
doing so well.
Yeah. At any point, were you looking for empathy?
No,
No. Good.
yeah. I know what I did was wrong.
Right.
Um, I knew I'm the one that had to really come up from it. I
Hmm.
can't make people feel sorry for me or I knew what I did was wrong and I had to suck it up and push through it and here I am
Yep.
doing really well.
Okay. So here we are today. You are now 10 years. Uh, you established a successful landscaping business, correct? 10
Yeah.
years, you made your mark. Um, where's your headspace now?
My headspace is how can I help more people? That's that's where I'm at now. It just realized it just hit me a couple days ago that this is my 10th year in business and I said to myself, wow, I can't believe it. 10 years in business. I have a successful business. I've learned a lot being in business. And now I just want to have my business be self-operational with my guys. I have a great crew and I want to continue helping more people. I started the nonprofit. It's hard, doing helping people is really hard.
Yeah. Why is that?
Funding is the hardest thing. I'm lucky and fortunate that I have a scholarship every month.
Really?
Yeah, I partnered with a rehab down in Florida, and they love what I do, so they granted me a scholarship. Once someone leaves, I got a new scholarship, so it's really one a month.
What does that scholarship look like?
So that takes care of residential, um, IOP. Basically like 45 days of treatment.
What's IOP mean?
IOP is basically like you're not fully um you can go trying to think of the exact term. It's an inpatient hospitalization, but you can go out and go to meetings and
Okay.
they take you places, and then you have your PHP partialized hospitalization. I'm saying it all wrong here. It's
Sorry.
the terms are insane,
Yeah.
but you move from residential to IOP, PHP. You're just downgrading, and I guess it's crazy because I'm new to all of this. I went to detox, yes, but years ago, I never have done the full treatment. I literally went to prison and that's it. I don't know anything about this, so I'm learning everything as I go. Um, with the knowledge of me in the past, just having an addiction.
Hmm.
So, which I think is a great way to understand it. Obviously going to college, yeah, you learn the terms and this and that, but going through it is one of the biggest things,
Hmm. Now you
to
said you wouldn't change.
understand it.
You said you wouldn't change it for the world. Why?
Yeah. Um, because I'm happy where I'm at, and I had to go through everything I went through to get where I'm at.
Hmm. That
So I
makes sense.
really wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, obviously, the thing I would change is be smarter at my decisions back then. But
Yeah.
sometimes you need to make those stupid choices to become something better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right. Couple more, two more questions, Vic, and I'll let you go.
yeah.
Why do so many people gravitate towards you? What is it about you that makes people like you?
I think because they see the good that I'm doing. They see that I'm helping people changing their lives and I stick with it. That's the biggest thing is I'm consistent with what I do. I'm not only here for a short time. I'm here for a long time and I plan to help hundreds and thousands of people by before I pass away.
Take it a while.
Yeah.
That's what's one example? Give us one situation where you've helped somebody and they just followed a good track.
So a few people that I've helped, I should say more than a few.
Yeah.
And it's only been a year and a half, really, if you think about it.
Mm.
But I would say I have a 50% success rate. And the ones that are doing well, they have a job. They're still, in the early stages of sobriety, even
Mhm.
a year and a half in, that's still early. But they're doing well, and that makes me feel good. We talk, almost every other day or something like that. Um,
So that
and
helps,
just seeing them, yeah, definitely helps. What I'm doing is working. It's
right?
crazy. It's weird to say that, but it's working so much that people are texting me, sending me these great messages. Because of you, I'm 30 days sober. Because of you, I'm 7 days sober. Your videos showing the transformation going from inactive addiction to sobriety is helping them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely working, and I want to take it to the next level.
Okay. So what's the next level for you with this?
The next
Personally,
level would
professionally, whatever.
the next level would be realistically
Yeah.
getting more donations so that it's more comfortable helping people
Mhm.
because I struggle right now. I'm still new at this, and people don't want to trust someone new. I have people that trust me, but there are those people that are skeptical. You look at these other cancer, um, these other places that like Make a Wish Cancer, St. Jude's, and all that. They've been around a while, so they're trusted.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to gain my trust more. Find someone that maybe a potential large donor that wants to be a part of what I'm doing. Um, that's
Mhm.
that's my goal. Maybe have a facility, a few facilities down the road
That'd be nice.
that I can personally walk through and see every single person that's there and have a personal conversation with them.
Absolutely. And
You
perhaps
know?
stay in touch moving forward to see how um, we can co-collaborate. I think
Yeah.
that would be great. So again, Vic, you're the good boss, right? You're coined as a good boss. You have a successful life. My last question before we go: so people who are going through addiction, who have really no support, right? Having been through it, what would be your words of wisdom for them?
So people that have no support, I would say keep your head up. Don't always think the worst. You can come out of it. It's going to be harder because you have no support. The people that have no support, send me an email,
Okay.
help@victorthegoodboss.com. And if I can help you, I will. We plan to someday have teams all across, to help these people because the ones that have no support are the ones that have the toughest time.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when I raise money for someone, I try and raise $10,000, and
Wow.
that'll allow them to be worry free with money for about 5 months. And that has been working.
But do you
So
manage that? Like, do you just
I
give them the
do.
10,000? Okay, good, good, good,
Yep,
good.
I manage it entirely. They have a cash app. I'll send them money. They'll tell me what they need it for.
Perfect.
I'll ask them to send me receipts, and I monitor all the money I pay their sober living, whatever they need. I monitor it.
Right. So what you're doing is great because we know that talk is cheap among people who, um, somebody who's going through an addiction problem. You hear get over it. Think positive, get your foot going. But you need that mentorship, right? You need
That's
that
right.
mentorship. And if you don't have that, it's tough. All
That's right.
right, Vic. Listen, great talking to you. I appreciate it. I know you're tight with time. You are the good boss. You have 64 million plus followers. You're doing a great job. You know that. I appreciate it. And hey, man, good luck to you.
Did you say 64 million?
Wait a minute.
No, that's probably the likes.
That's the likes. Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
likes. Yeah, but just you got
I
3
got
million
I got a few
followers.
million. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for everything. I appreciate you.
Yes. All right, Vic. We'll talk soon.
All right, have a good day.